Daddy, those are surprising. Daddy,
Hello, hello everyone. How's everyone doing?
Fine.
Fine. Good.
All right. Make sure you do your attendance. Go into the Google Classroom now. Do the attendance for hour 1, please. All right. I hope everyone had a good weekend. We had some homework that we assigned for last weekend. I wanted everyone to go into read theory and at least do 5 quizzes. Read theory is going to help you with your reading comprehension, and actually will help you with your build your vocabulary, help you become a better and stronger reader. Okay, so I want you to do that. I want you to try to do 5 quizzes a day, so you can start strengthening your reading and reading comprehension. I'll also ask you to listen to the 12-minute story, The Pedestrian. So preview that story. So hopefully you did that. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to continue with some writing, because at the universities, all of you are going to be required to write in English. And we're going to continue to address writing sentences. Now, remember, when we're writing sentences, we're always writing about ideas. Ideas. That's the key element of writing a sentence. Is you have to want to, or have the intent to express an idea. All right. Lebna, can you tell me the 2 ideas that we talked about, the 2 types of ideas we talked about last week?
Okay.
What are the two types of ideas we talked about last week?
We talked about part speech of
I'm
and the
talking about particularly about writing a sentence. We said there are two types of ideas that you could have, or two types of clauses. Remember, clauses is not more than an idea.
supporting.
What type of clauses can you have?
Supporting.
Say that one more time. I can't hear you. Say that again. I think your mic is closed.
Supporting a sentence.
Not supporting. What are the two types of clauses we can have? Anybody remember? Can anyone look in their notes?
Okay, just a minute.
What are two types of clauses you can have?
Dependent clause and independent clause.
Right. So you can have a dependent clause and an independent clause. Very good. So we can have a dependent clause. Let's start with independent. So Omar, what is an independent clause? Omar, what is an independent clause?
I don't know.
Can you look in your notes and find the answer from last week?
Independent clause mean a complete idea.
Complete idea.
Okay.
All right. So independent clause is a complete idea. We can call it a sentence. Because sentences are what? Reka. Sentences are complete ideas. Right? That's what a sentence is. A sentence is a complete idea. Reka.
Yes.
Can you give me an example of an independent clause?
Ahmed is playing.
Ahmed is playing. That's a complete idea.
Yes.
You got a subject and you have a verb. That's a complete idea. All right. And then Lebna told us that there's also a dependent clause. So Jude, can you tell us what a dependent clause is? Jude Ali?
It's mean incomplete idea.
Incomplete idea. Very good. And Shahad, can you give me an example of an incomplete idea?
Okay, Ahmed is playing. Can I say another example?
Yeah, give me just a
okay. If water balls in 100 series, it's all balls.
say that one more time.
If the water was 100 Celsius, it's mean balls.
If
The water was
the watcher, you say the watcher,
water
if the water
was 100 Celsius, it's mean it's balls.
so if the water temperature reaches 100 Celsius, okay, comma. So right here, that's your dependent clause, right? If the water temperature reaches 100 Celsius, okay? And then the second part would be what, Lubna? This is your dependent clause, huh? So the second part
It
has
will
to
be phrase maybe.
no, not a phrase, because we got a dependent clause here. So we said if you have a dependent clause, you need what after it or before it? What do you need before or after it? Can dependent clauses be by themselves?
No, teacher.
No. So that
We
means
need
what?
to complete the sentence.
Right. So you need an independent clause, right? So if the
Yes.
water temperature reaches 100 Celsius,
The
Shahar, how do we,
water or
the water what?
will
It
be
will, or the
freeze or
water
no, not
will what?
freeze. It will be
Oil.
oil.
Water will boil, right? Now the water will boil. Isn't that an independent clause, a complete thought? The water will boil. That's a complete thought, isn't it? The water will boil.
Yes.
So anytime we have a dependent clause, we always need an independent clause, right? Because dependent
Yes.
clauses by themselves. Now, anybody remember the other way we can say the sentence? What's the other way we can say the sentence?
The same sentence.
We talked about it last week. What's the other way? What's the other structure we can make for the sentence?
Complex.
Can I
Yeah, go ahead.
share my?
Yeah.
Okay. You will the first part of sentences is a noun or noun. After that, place.
All right, but what's the other? We talked last week, we said that there's two ways to make the sentence. Shahad, do you know the other way we can write this sentence?
Yeah, before the comma, it's mean independent clauses. لا independent clauses. If
So what's the
Yeah.
other way we can write the sentence?
before the comma, it's mean is independent sentence, and after the comma, it's mean dependent sentence.
Okay. So what's the other way we can write this? Tell me the other way we can write this.
The way, yeah.
Bagash, you know the other way we can write this sentence?
What?
Do you know the other way we can write this sentence? All right, Rectard, you know it?
We use coordinator conjunction.
Yeah, we already had the coordinate. No, we don't need a coordinator. So remember last week we said there was two ways to write. What type of, number one, What type of sentence is this? What type of sentence is this? Anybody remember? Isn't this a complex sentence?
Or compound sentence?
No, it's not a compound because we don't have fanboys, right? This is a
Yes,
complex.
but I said what's the two types?
So this is a complex sentence, right? Now, complex sentences can be written two ways. One, the dependent clause is first, and then you put a comma, and then the independent clause. What's the other way you can write a complex sentence? Jada, you know the other way you can write this complex sentence?
The water will boil if the water reaches 100.
Perfect, perfect. The water will boil if the temperature, if the temperature, if the water temperature, oh, I can't write, I don't know how to spell. If the water temperature reaches 100 Celsius. Okay. Jada, do I put a comma here?
No.
No, without comma.
There you go. Very good. Why? Why?
Because we start with the independent clause.
Perfect. You're so smart. You're so smart. Because we start with the independent clause. So both of these are complex sentences, both of them. One, the dependent clause comes first. We know because the subordinator will be the first word. And then it will be an incomplete thought. We'll put a comma after that thought. And then we have to follow it with a complete thought or an independent clause. Or we could start it with the independent clause, and then we could put the dependent clause second. All right, and that's the subordinator right there. Now, no comma when the independent clause comes first. No comma, no comma. All right, no comma. All right. All right. So the essence of what I want you guys to remember is when you're writing a sentence, there's two types of clauses. You have an independent clause or a dependent clause. You have a complete thought or you have an incomplete thought. Okay, that is the key to good writing. Okay, that's the key to writing. If you can remember that, you're going to be a good writer. You also will be a good reader. Okay, is the author making a complete thought or they're making an incomplete thought? Okay, they're making a complete thought or is it an incomplete thought? All right, so you got dependent clauses and independent clauses. All right, let's see. All right. Let's go with Mazan. Mazan, can you give me a compound sentence? Can you give me a compound sentence? Mazan, can you give me a compound sentence? Are you there, Amazon? What about Musab? Musab Fahad, how are you?
I am fine.
Great, good. I'm glad to hear. Can you give me a compound sentence?
Okay. Mary eats candy.
Mary
Eats candy.
candy. Okay. What else? Mary eats candy.
Yes.
I mean, is that a compound sentence?
I think.
No, it's a simple sentence right now. Can somebody help? Somebody help Masad out? Finish the sentence. Okay, Lubna.
We can add and she like sweet things or
And she
a sweet food.
And she likes sweet food. All right. Very good. Now you see Musab, what Lebna did? She added a coordinating conjunction, and then she gave us another independent idea. So remember, with a compound sentences mean you have two ideas. Okay. Compound sentences means you have two ideas. All right. Mary eats candy and she likes sweet foods. Okay. Let's see. Muhammad, how are you?
I'm fine.
Can you give me all seven of the, or give me one of the coordinating conjunctions? Give me one coordinating conjunction.
And
And very good. And is for what? What do we use and for?
what?
When do we use and as a coordinated conjunction?
I don't know.
Isn't that for more information? Isn't it for more information?
Yes.
Yep. So we use and for more information. All right, we have two people. Lebna, you raised your hand.
But two different.
But shows difference. Thank you. And Omar, can you give me a coordinating conjunction?
For
Four is for what?
reason.
For is reason. Good job. Jada, I think you had your hand raised.
Nor for neither.
Nor for neither.
Yeah.
I like to say zero. When you use nor, it's like zero, like nothing, right? You're not getting anyone. All right. Anyone else want to try?
Yet, iron. It's mean
Yet.
iron.
Yet. And that's irony. And that's when something something doesn't make sense, right? You expect one thing, but another thing happens. Okay. You expect one thing, but another thing happens. All right. Then we have Jude Ali.
So, to result.
Result. Result of, oh, I like to say cause and effect, right? Cause and effect. So one thing happens, and then another thing has to happen, right? Any, are we missing one? Let's see, who's this? Rector?
Or
Or? And or is for what? Or is for what?
it's like either.
Yeah, choice. Like when there's a choice. I want to get the popcorn or I'll get the ice cream. Okay. And that's fanboys. And remember, these are, we call them coordinating conjunctions because they coordinate the relationship between two ideas. They coordinate the relationship between two ideas. Okay. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys a picture, and I'm going to say, write a simple sentence about the picture. Okay. Or write a compound sentence about the picture, or write a complex sentence. All right. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to show you a picture, and in the chat box, I want you to write either the type of sentence I ask you to write. Okay. So get ready and get the picture ready. Okay, well, let's go with this one. This might be a good one. Yeah, this is a good one. We'll go with this one. We'll start with this one. All right. So I want everyone in the chat box to write a simple sentence. A simple sentence about this picture. You write a simple sentence about this picture. Everyone write a simple sentence about this picture. All right. There are 4 wheels. All right. Jada, can you, instead of saying there, what has 4 wheels? And make sure you put your full stop at the end. What has 4 wheels? You said there are 4 wheels. He buys a car. Okay. Jude Ali, can you give me a sentence particularly about the picture that you see? The wheel is spinning. Okay. Is the wheel spinning? Try to write a simple sentence about something that you actually see in the picture. Try to write a simple sentence about something that you actually see in the picture. You have the right verb there? Lubna, the car has a lot of parts. Remember, guys, give me your full stops. I need to make sure you have punctuation. Watch the car parts. What about that, Jude Bagash? Watch the car parts. There you go, Lubna, has. I changed my car headlights yesterday. Perfect, Shahad. I changed my car headlights yesterday. Okay, that's good. The number of doors are the same as the number of windows. So we just need the as there, Hanan. The number of doors are the same as Hanan, the number of windows. The color of the car is silver. Perfect, Omar. The color of the car is silver. Or we could say, if we were being concise, Omar, we'll just say the car is silver. What type of car is that? Nobody's mentioning the brand of the car. Nobody cares about the brand of the car. Trad, parts, names. All right, give me a complete sentence, Trad. Give me a complete sentence. Try to give me a complete sentence. Rega, the windows are clean. Good. The windows are clean. The car has 4 wheels. Perfect, Jude. But make sure you put the full stop at the end of every sentence. This is important. Every sentence needs to have a punctuation at the end. So never write a complete thought. If you think it's a complete thought, it should have a punctuation at the end. Full stop, question mark, exclamation point. We call it an end mark. Mercedes is the best car brand. Oh, Ragda must be rich. She can afford a Mercedes. She's rich. Mercedes is the best car brand. All right, Trad, can you give me a sentence? Can you try a sentence, Trad? See who else we're missing. Who else are we missing? The car has 2 headlights. Good, Trad. Now, make sure, Trad, that you start the sentence with a capital letter and that you end the sentence with a capital letter. You start the sentence with a capital letter and you end the sentence with a capital letter. Okay? Every sentence, if it's a complete thought, if it's an independent clause, if it's a sentence, all those things mean the same thing. Then you need to start with a capital letter and end with a end mark, whether it be a full stop, question mark, or exclamation point. Muhammad says the car has 2 outside mirrors. Let's put an S on mirrors. And then also your full stop, Muhammad. Don't be afraid of the full stop. All right. Every sentence must have a full stop. Mazan, the car is amazing. Okay. Same thing, Mazan. Make sure you start with a capital letter and you put a full stop. Okay. Jude Bagash, wheel rim color black. All right, we need a verb there, don't we, Jude? We need some type of verb there. Okay, so their car rims are black. The car rims are black. The car rims are black. Shahad, I will buy a car without a roof. Okay, I will buy a car without a roof. So that means you're going to buy a convertible. Convertible. All right. Now remember, every sentence must have a verb, right? That's what makes it a clause. Okay, a clause, whether it be a independent clause or a dependent clause, always has a subject and a verb. Okay. Every clause, regardless of whether it's a independent clause or dependent clause, must have a subject and verb. All right, Lebna, you have a question?
Yes, teacher. When you said subject and verb, the verb can be main verb or verb be.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, depending on what type.
Like has, is, verb be.
It could be a to be verb, any verb. Okay? It has, as long as we use the verb properly. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Every clause must always have a subject and a verb, and all that means is that something that's doing the action and the action. Mary runs. Muhammad walks. Ahmed eats. Okay. You always got to have that. If Ahmed eats. Ahmed eats. Independent clause. If Ahmed eats, dependent clause. Okay. Jude Ali, the car has a wide roof. Good. Good. Very good, guys. All right, let's try another picture. Let's try another picture. This time, in this picture, I want you to write a compound sentence. This time, I want you to write a compound sentence. Remember it, if we're writing a compound sentence, it needs to have two independent thoughts and a fanboy, a coordinating conjunction. So let me get the picture up. Let's get the picture up. Let's see if I can find a better picture than that. Yeah, let's try this one. See, I'm interested in what you say about this one. Let's try that one. Can you write a compound sentence about this one? Give me a compound sentence about this one. Take a couple minutes. Give me a compound sentence about this one. He is wearing red glasses and a red shirt. All right, okay, Rakta. You're close, but that's not a compound sentence. You're very, very close. Now, can you tell me why the sentence you have written is not a compound sentence? There's one little thing that you missed out on. He is wearing a red glasses. You don't need a there, right? So he is wearing red glasses, and what is missing, Rector? All right, Shahad, the man wears red glasses. Okay, that's not a compound sentence. That's a good, simple sentence, but that's not a compound sentence. So give me a compound sentence. Rector, you're close. You're just missing one little thing. What did, let me give you a hint. Remember, I just said each clause must have a subject and verb. Now, how many clauses do you have in a compound sentence? Think about that. So in a compound sentence, you have two clauses. That means you should have subject and verb, conjunction, subject and verb. That's what we talked about last week. Subject and verb, conjunction, subject and verb. So fix that, Rector. There you go. He is wearing red glasses and he is wearing a red shirt. A red shirt. You don't need a red glasses because glasses is one of those funny things. We call them glasses even because it's two lenses. So we don't need an article A. But red shirt is one. So we do need to say A. Okay. Lebna, I think you had a question.
No, miss. No, teacher.
Did somebody else have a question? I saw two hands raised. Did anyone else have a question? I saw two hands raised. Anyone else? Jade, let's see. Hanan says the man has a white color hair, but he is looking nice. Okay. So you don't need a because hair is more than one. It's not just one hair. So we can just say Hanan, we can say the man has white color hair, but he is looking nice. Good. Just take the A out. We normally, in English, we normally call that gray hair. Even though it's really not gray, we call it gray hair to symbolize that someone's older, so we call it gray hair. So the man has gray hair, but he is looking nice. Now, I don't see anyone is putting a comma in front of that conjunction. Remember we said last week that the comma needs to go in front of that conjunction always with coordinating sentences, or excuse me, with compound sentences. Rector, you have a question?
Should we add comma before and?
Yes, always. Always add a comma before a coordinated conjunction, always. Okay. Let's see. Jada says the man wears a red glasses and wears red jacket. All right, and that's so same thing I said to Recta. Make sure you have subject verb, comma conjunction, subject verb. So fix that, Jada, please. Fix that. Make sure you have a subject and verb in each clause. So in a compound sentence, you have two clauses, right? So you should have a subject verb, comma conjunction, subject verb. So fix that, Jada. Let's see. Omar says the man has weakness of view, so he is wearing a glasses. Again, guys, we're gonna have a class on articles. So you don't need glasses. And I know it's confusing because there's only one pair of glasses. However, if we say glasses, when we say glasses by themselves, we treat it like it's plural because it's two lenses. However, if we say a pair of glasses, then you could say a pair of glasses. But if you say glasses by itself, then you have to treat it like plural. And if you treat it as a plural, that means you will not use the article a. So fix that for me, Omar. Shahad, the man wears red glasses and he is smiling to the camera. Is he smiling to the camera? Or is he smiling what? Is he smiling to the camera? Or is he smiling at the camera? So the man wears red glasses, comma, and he is smiling at the camera. Make sure you don't capitalize that second conjunction, because remember, even though it's two independent clauses, it's a compound sentence, so it's one sentence. So you don't need to capitalize he, Shahad. That stays lowercase, right? Now, if it was by itself, then we would capitalize it. But in this case, no need, because a compound sentence is one sentence that has two complete ideas in it, joined together with a conjunction. Musab, he is wearing red glasses like his shirt. That's not a compound sentence. Remember, we have to have two clauses. So it should be subject, verb, joined together with a conjunction. Jude Ali, the man is old and he looks very oh, Jude Ali, you're mean. The man is old and he looks very old. Wow, you're so mean, Jude. The man is old and he looks very old. Now that is, but you are correct. That is a compound sentence. Okay. Shahad, the man wears red glasses, and we already said that. Trad, the old man has a, I think you want to say has a beautiful face. The old man has a beautiful face. Okay, but that's a simple sentence. That's not a compound sentence. That's not a compound sentence. Okay. Remember, we need a coordinated conjunction, one of the fanboys, and we need two clauses. Shahad, okay, you fixed it. The man wears red glasses and he is smiling at the camera. Perfect. It's perfect now, Shahad. All right. So try to give me, follow Shahad's last example there. It's perfect. Or Jude Ali's is perfect. Okay. The man has weakness. Did I say, did I read yours, Omar? The man has. Okay, we're gonna have a class on subject verb agreement soon. The man has. The man has. The man has weakness of view. So let's see if we can be more concise. The man has weak eyesight, Omar. The man has weak eyesight. The man has weak eyesight, comma, so he is wearing glasses. The man has weak eyesight, so he wears glasses. That's probably better to keep parity between the two clauses. The man has weak eyesight, so he wears glasses. Let me type that for you. The man has weak eyesight, so I think eyesight. Is it one word or two words? I gotta look at that. So, comma, so he wears eyeglasses. Okay. Okay. Eyesight, I think eyesight is one word, actually. I believe it's one word. All right. All right. Before we take our break, let's do, I think we should try to do another compound sentence because a lot of you still didn't put that comma there. So let's do another picture. You know what? No, we've gone for, it's 1:57 now. I think we should take a break. Let's go ahead and take a break. Come back at 2:15. Come back at 2:15. Make sure before you come back, you do your attendance for hour 2. We have someone, Jada, can you translate for me?
Yes, sure.
We have some.
عندنا بريك دحين.
Go ahead, Jada. Go ahead. Are you there, Jada?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. What I was going to say, we have a new friend with us, and he might not understand what's going on. So can you just tell him to log into? Is he still here with us? Hold on a second. So our new friend. No, I think he logged off. I think he logged off. Yeah, it looks like he logged off. Let's see. Let me check one thing. Yeah, Abdullah. His name is Abdullah. Yeah, it looks like he logged off. So let's go ahead and come back at 2:15. make sure you sign in on the Google Classroom for hours 2, your attendance for hour 2. All right. Are there any questions? Rector, you had a question?
Can you show the whiteboard, please?
You want to see the whiteboard?
Yes.
All right, hold on one sec. Which one do you want to see? From today or the notes I wrote today?
No, not for today.
Okay. You need those?
Yes, thank you.
All right, we're gonna log off. Not log off, but I'm gonna turn my mic off and we'll come back at 2:15. All right. Welcome back, guys. Do this second half. I'm going to show you another picture because I want to make sure we understand that how to structure compound sentences. So let's do another picture. Before we start, does anyone have any questions? Before you start, does anyone have any questions? All right. Can everyone see this picture?
Yes, yes, I see it.
Is it too small?
Yes.
But it's too small.
Yes, yes, it's too small.
All right, let's do another picture. All right. You should be able to see that picture, correct?
Yes, yes, I can see it.
All right. Let's try to write a compound sentence for this picture. Take a look at it. See, can you write a compound sentence?
Doctor, you know, you need a compound sentence about this one, this picture
Yes, compound sentence, yes.
in books chat.
On the chat, yes. Put it in the chat.
Okay. Doctor,
Yes.
what is the meaning of number on the balloon?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. What was the meaning of what?
Meaning of number on the balloon.
Hold on a second. Let me see what you're saying.
There is a number on balloon.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
One minute.
The balloon. What's the meaning of the number?
Yes. There is number 20.
20 on the balloon. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is a picture about Banksy. So that means he definitely, there's some meaning to it. I'm not sure what that meaning is. That's an interesting question. Let me try to find the answer to that question.
Dr. Ray,
Yes.
I think there is no sentence to describe the picture. This is so hard. Can you give us another picture?
All right. Okay, I'll give you another picture. No worries. All right, what about, oh, let's try this one. This might be interesting. Let's try this one. Is that better? Compound sentence about this one.
Teacher Ray,
Yes.
I sent my sentence to the previous photo in the chat.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Before this photo.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm gonna say so.
This picture I need an icon special.
Yeah, so just give me a compound sentence about it. All right, so Jude says on the first picture with the balloon, she says she flew with her balloon, and she is surprised by her flight. I think you want to say she flew her balloon. But what if you just said she flew her balloon, comma, and she is surprised by its flight. She flew her balloon, comma, and she is surprised by its flight. That would be better, Jude. She flew her balloon, comma, and she is surprised by its flight. Trad says, this is a drawing that a painter drew on a street wall. Okay. So Trad, we can make that a compound sentence by saying, this is a drawing, comma, and a painter drew it on a street wall. That would be a compound sentence. This is a drawing, comma, and a painter drew it on a street wall. Ragda says she wears hijab, and the other women, she wears hijab, and the other women wears niqab. Okay, that's right. She wears hijab, and the other women wears niqab. Or you could say one woman wears hijab, and the other women wear niqab. Ragda, you see subject, we're gonna have a class on subject verb agreement, but Ragda is wemen wear. Women wear. She wears, women wear. One wears. Women, more than one, wear. She wears. Women wear. She wears. Women wear. She wears hijab, and the other women wear niqab. Okay. Shahad says Reem wears hijab and her mother wears niqab. Very good. Very good. Jada says Yura wears a hijab and Talal wears a niqab. All right. Hijab, I don't think you need to capitalize that, Jada. So lowercase hijab and niqab. Trad says Emil wears niqab, and her mother wears burqa. All right. So the last lady, Hanan says the last lady covers herself, covers. The last lady covers. The last lady covers. herself completely. And the other, now Hanan, we want to finish that that clause out. And the other women do not. And the other women do not. The last lady covers, with an S, herself completely. Well, it's probably better. The last lady completely covers herself, comma, and the other women do not. All right, remember we need two subject, verb. So subject, verb, comma, conjunction, subject, verb. Tread, there's a comma before in and I forget to write it. Yes. All right. Anyone, we still have some more people. Some more people. We only had Ragda, Trad, Jada, Hanan, and Jude. Where's everyone else? Where's Omar and Muhammad? Where's everyone? Let's see your sentences. Let's see your sentences. Let's see your sentences, guys. All right, let's see those sentences, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see those sentences. All right, let's see. She's Ragda. Lebna says, wearing the niqab is better than the hijab, but many don't wear it anymore. Wearing the niqab is better than wearing the hijab, but many do not wear it anymore. Now, everyone, you see where Lebna says, don't wear it anymore? Take this down in your notes. Take this down in your notes. In academic writing, we do not use contractions. So we don't say don't or isn't or couldn't, wouldn't, shouldn't. We don't use those contractions. We write them out. Do not, should not, could not, is not. Okay. All right. So don't use contractions in academic writing. Okay. Say it, do not, could not, should not, would not, is not. All right. Has not.
So the false or the incorrect my sentence is because I write maybe many.
Yeah, it's not incorrect. Don't get me wrong. It's not correct. It's fine. Wearing the niqab is better than hijab. But many, I would say put many people.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay? Many people.
Many women.
Many women. Many women is probably better. Many women do not wear it anymore, or hijab or niqab anymore. So wearing niqab is better than hijab, but many women do not wear hijab or niqab anymore. All right. So make sure you put what you are referring to. Many what? Because many is a determiner. So you need to have that noun there. Many women do not wear it or niqab anymore.
So if I add women's, the sentence will be correct.
The sentence is okay now. It is better if you add women and you change that contraction from don't to do not. In academic writing, do not write contractions. So write the word out. Do not. Wearing the niqab is better than the hijab, comma, but many women do not wear it anymore, full stop. Okay. Recta says she starts by wearing hijab, so she ended by wearing niqab. Let's see if we can fix that a little bit to make it a little bit more coherent. She started. What if we said she started wearing hijab, comma, but she ended wearing niqab? How's that? I think that sounds much better. She started by wearing hijab, but she ended by wearing niqab. I think that's much better. She started wearing hijab, but she ended wearing niqab. She started wearing the hijab, comma, but I think the but is a better coordinator there. But she ended wearing niqab. All right. Jude says neighbor's daughter wears niqab and her mother wears the burqa. Okay. So I think we need a determiner there, Jude. So my neighbor's daughter or the neighbor's daughter. Let's put a determiner there. So my neighbor's daughter wears niqab, comma, and her mother wears the burqa. So let's put a determiner there, and I think you're okay, Jude. Trad says head coverings differ according to the four sects. Okay, good, Trad. That's a good sentence. Make sure you capitalize the first word. Also, that's a good sentence, but it's only a simple sentence, right? And I think the task was a compound sentence. So we would say head coverings differ according to the sex. And what, right? You can finish. Comma, and many religious women wear niqab. Okay, or something like this. Or head coverings differ according to the sex, comma, and many conservative religious women completely cover. Something like this. All right, so we need another clause there. Okay. Omar says, Nora wears hijab, so Amal does the same thing. All right. Do is for plural, does is singular. Okay, Omar. Nora wears hijab, comma, so Amal does. We're going to have a class on subject verb agreement. Maybe tomorrow. Definitely this week. We'll have a class on subject verb agreement. Nora wears hijab, comma, so Amal does the same thing. Okay, so good sentence, Omar, just make sure is singular. When you want to use do, should be does. Muhammad says, Sarah wears hijab and his sisters wear niqab. All right. Sarah is a female, right? So it should be what? And her sister, right? Should be her sister wears. Sarah wears hijab and her sister wears niqab. Trad says, the mother wears niqab, comma, so her daughter wears niqab. Okay, good. Make sure you put that full stop, Muhammad and Trad, at the end of the sentence. At the end of the sentence, at the end of every sentence, you need a end punctuation, which would be a full stop, question mark, or exclamation point. In this case, is most of the time it's going to be a full stop. The mother wears niqab, comma, so her daughter wears niqab, full stop. Lebna says, wearing the niqab is better than wearing the hijab, comma, but many women do not wear it anymore. Good. So you don't need the, Lebna, you don't need the apostrophe S because you're not showing ownership. So that apostrophe S that you have for women, you don't need it. The only time you put the apostrophe S is when you want to show that the women own something. So like women's abaya or women's head covering, right? But here you're not showing ownership, so you don't need the apostrophe S, okay? And make sure you put a full stop. I am going to give everyone a demerit if they don't start putting the full stops at the end of their sentences. All right, we need a full stop at the end of every sentence or ending mark, whether it be a full stop, question mark, or exclamation. All right, so make sure you have the proper punctuation at the end of every sentence. Muhammad says, Sarah wears hijab and his sisters wear niqab. Right. And his sister wears with the S, wears. His sister wears. Lebna says, wearing niqab is better than the hijab, but many women do not wear it anymore. Good, perfect. All right. Very good. All right. All right, so I think we did enough of sentences for today. Let's go and do something else. Good job on your sentences. I'm telling you guys, if you guys can if I can get you to master these sentences and understand complete thoughts and incomplete thoughts, you're going to be very well prepared for English class this semester. You're going to be very well prepared, okay? So I'm going to keep on hounding you on these sentences because you're gonna be happy with me next semester when you already know how these sentences should look and you're passing the test, right? And you're helping your friends out, right? Because you already know the information. All right. All right. What I want to do now is I want to go into the Google Classroom and I'll show you here. All right. Everyone should see my Google Classroom. Let's slide that down a little bit. All right. I just made a link for reading comprehension. Before we go back and finish up the pedestrian, which I know you guys, a lot of you guys read the, listened to the audio. So thank you for that. But before we go back into the pedestrian, what I want you to do is we're going to do an easier reading comprehension. Now, for some of you, this is going to be very, very easy. All right. And for others, this might be a little bit harder. But I want you to open up this PDF on your laptops. Hopefully you're on a laptop. And I want you, I want you to take 20, let's say 25 minutes. Okay. Open up where it says reading comprehension. Take 25 minutes and do the first one. Okay. I don't know. Can you guys still see the PDF? Can you see the PDF, or you still see the classroom?
No, the PDF.
You see the PDF or the classroom?
PDF.
Good. So I want you, I'm sorry?
You didn't see anyone.
You don't see anything?
Yes.
Okay. Let me do this. All right, you should see the PDF now, right? Do you see the PDF now?
No yet.
Nothing?
Yes.
Let me try again. You should see it. All right, you see nothing now, right? All right. So let's open it up. How about now? Do you see it? Still nothing?
Loading.
Oh, it's loading. How about now? Do you see it? Still nothing?
We can't see it. Thank you. Where
You
can
can?
I find it in the Google Classroom?
All right, everyone should see my Google Classroom, right? Everyone see my Google Classroom?
Yes.
Right. So you see introduction, WhatsApp group, Zoom. After Zoom link is reading comprehension. It's the link right here. Okay. I want you to do the first story. The story that says enemy pie. Enemy pie. The story entitled Enemy Pie. I want you to do that one, okay? It's 16 questions. We're gonna come back at 3:30. 3:30. So I'm gonna give you 40 minutes to answer 16 questions. That's a lot of time. All right. So 3:30, we're gonna come back. I want you to answer those questions. You can write the answers on, write your answers and put your answers in the Google Classroom. All right. So you got 40 minutes to answer 16 questions. Any questions?
Teacher, it's multiple choice.
Some are multiple choice. Some of them are short answers.
Oh.
Some are short answers, some are multiple choice. Okay.
It's easy question.
These should be easy, but let's see. Some people it might be easy, some it might be hard. Okay. So we'll come back at 3:30. Somebody have a question?
Yeah. Where can I put the answer?
In the assignment, you could just put the answer where it says view answers. You could put number one. Oops. You could put number one right in this in the view where you can upload your answers. You'll see a spot. You can put it in the notes section. Send it to me as a note. Okay.
Okay.
You can put one, number two, number three, number four. Okay. Or you could upload it as a Word document, however you want to do it. All right, we'll come back at 3:30.
Teacher, I have a question. لو سمحتي بس أنا عندي سؤال. الحين إحنا نقرأ كل القصص، كل الستوريز، أو بس الأولى؟
دقيقة علمي
بس
علمك أنا
الأولى
معي.
يا لبنى،
كيف؟
بس الأولى.
طب ليش يقول 40 سؤال أو 65 سؤال؟
قال 16 سؤال، هي القصة الأولى عليها 16 سؤال.
16. أوكي، شكرا.
Dr. Ray? فين أرسلتوا له الأجوبة؟
All right, everyone. Everyone turned in the Google class, did the assignment. Let's see.
Dr. Ray, where I sent the answers?
You can send the answers as notes, or you can send the answers as a, you can upload the answers to the Google Classroom.
How?
So, show you, hold on a second. So you see where it says private comments? You can make a private comment, or you can upload.
Okay, I will write it as a comment.
You can write it as a comment, or you can actually upload your work. So like for instance, Ragda was able to upload the actual, I guess she wrote on her, on the document, she actually wrote on a document and she uploaded it. So you can upload it as an attachment, or you can send it as a private message. All right, what we're gonna do now, because we don't have that much time, is we're gonna review the answers. Again, I just wanna see what everyone's comprehension level is. This is actually an easy text. In fact, for some, it may be an easy text for some. And for others, they may have found it difficult. So raise your hand if you thought, Lebanon, lower your hand for a second.
Okay.
All right, raise your hand if you found this activity hard. If you thought this was a hard activity, it was difficult to do. You didn't understand the reading. Everyone found it was easy?
Yes.
It was easy for everyone? Okay. If it was easy, let's check the answers then. And let's see what we get. So, stop share. Let's pull it up. Is that violent? What do you mean the window is invalid? Oh, okay. I see that. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, we'll try now like this. All right. Everyone should see my window, right?
Right.
Christmas.
All right.
Yes.
Enemy pie. Enemy pie. I'm going to read this to everyone. Enemy pie. It was a perfect summer until Jeremy Ross moved in right next door to my best friend Stanley. I did not like Jeremy. He had a party and I wasn't even invited, but my best friend Stanley was. I never had an enemy until Jeremy moved into the neighborhood. Dad told me that he was my age. Dad told me that when he was my age, he had enemies too, but he knew of a way to get rid of them. Dad pulled a worn out scrap of paper from a recipe book. Enemy pie, he said, satisfied. You may be wondering what exactly is an enemy pie. Dad said the recipe was so secret, he couldn't even tell me. I begged him to tell me something, anything. I will tell you this, Tom, he said to me. Enemy pie is the fastest known way to get rid of enemies. This got me thinking, what kinds of disgusting things would I put into enemy pie? I brought Dad earthworms and rocks, but he gave them right back. I went outside to play. All the while, I listened to the sounds of my dad in the kitchen. This could be a great summer after all. I tried to imagine how horrible enemy pie must smell, but I smelled something really good. As far as I could tell, it was coming from our kitchen. I was confused. I went inside to ask Dad, what was wrong? Enemy pie shouldn't smell this good. But Dad was smart. If it smelled bad, your enemy would never eat it, he said. I could tell he had made this pie before. The oven buzzer rang. Rang. Dad put on his oven mitts and pulled out the pie. It looked good enough to eat. I was beginning to understand. But still, I wasn't sure how this enemy pie worked. What exactly did it do to enemies? Maybe it made their hair fall out or their breath stinky. I asked Dad, but he was no help. While the pie cooled, Dad filled me in on my job. He whispered, in order for it to work, you need to spend a day with your enemy. Even worse, you have to be nice to him. It's not easy, but that's the only way that any enemy pie can work. Are you sure you want to do this? Of course I was. All I had to do was spend one day with Jeremy. Then he'd be out of my life. I rode my bike to his house and knocked on the door. When Jeremy opened the door, he seemed surprised. Can you come out and play? I asked. He looked confused. I'll go and ask my mom, he said. He came back with his shoes in his hand. We rode bikes for a while, then ate lunch. After lunch, we went over to my house. It was strange, but I was having fun with my enemy. I couldn't tell Dad that, since he had worked so hard to make the pie. We played games until my dad called us for dinner. Dad had made my favorite food. It was Jeremy's favorite too. maybe Jeremy wasn't so bad after all. I was beginning to think that maybe we should forget about enemy pie. Dad, I said, it sure is nice having a new friend. I was trying to tell him that Jeremy was no longer my enemy, but Dad only smiled and nodded. I think he thought I was pretending. But after dinner, Dad brought out the pie. He dished up 3 plates and passed one to me and one to Jeremy. Wow, Jeremy said, looking at that pie. I panicked. I didn't want Jeremy to eat enemy pie. He was my friend. Don't eat it, I cried. It's bad. Jeremy's fork stopped before reaching his mouth. He looked at me funny. I felt relieved. I had saved his life. If it's so bad, Jeremy asked, then why has your dad already eaten half of it? Sure enough, Dad was eating enemy pie. Good stuff, Dad mumbled. I sat there watching them eat. Neither one of them was losing hair. It seemed safe, so I took a tiny taste. It was delicious. After dessert, Jeremy invited me to come over to his house the next morning. As for enemy pie, I still don't know how to make it. I still wonder if enemies really do hate it, or if their hair falls out, or their breath turns bad. But I don't know if I'll ever get an answer because I just lost my best enemy. All right, that's enemy pie. So Omar, who is telling this? All right, Jude Bagash.
Yes, teacher.
Jude, no, Jude has a hand. You have a question, Jude?
No, I'm answer.
You want to answer? Okay. All right, Jude, I'll let you answer. Who is telling the story?
Tom.
Who?
Tom.
Tom is telling the story. Very good. Tom's telling the story. And 2, at the beginning of the story, Jude Ali, you want this one? At the beginning of the story, why did Tom think Jeremy was his enemy?
Because he didn't invite him to his party.
Very good. Jeremy did not invite Tom to the party. Number 3. Let's see.
Teacher.
Yes.
I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
Can I answer question 3 with this answer because he feels he has lost his best friend?
So 3 says write one ingredient. Which one for number 2?
3. For number yes, 2.
2. What was your answer again?
Because he feels he has lost his friend, his best friend for enemy.
At the beginning of the story, why did Tom think Jeremy was his enemy? Yeah, we could take that as an answer because he thought he lost his best friend because Jeremy invited his best friend and didn't invite him. Yeah, we can take that as an answer. That's an inference answer. We could probably take that as an answer. Okay, but the direct answer is because Jeremy didn't invite Tom to the party, but also we can imply that he felt like he was going to lose his best friend. All right, 3. Write one ingredient that Tom thought would be in enemy pie. All right, Omar, what is one ingredient Tom thought was going to be in enemy pie?
Rocks.
Rocks. Recta, what's another ingredient that Tom thought was in enemy pie?
The dried rocks.
You wrote rocks. Was anything else he thought was going to be an enemy pie?
Yes, there is another thing.
What was it? What was the other thing that Tom thought was going to be an enemy pie?
Earthworms, I guess.
Earthworms, yes. Earthworms. All right, let's go to 4. Find the part of the story next to the picture of a piece of the pie. Why did Tom think it could be a great summer apple? So for this, we go back to where the pie was, right here. So why did Tom think it was going to be a good summer after all? Jada?
He was excited about
He was excited about what? You cut off. He was excited about what?
Excited about his dad plan.
Yes, he was excited about Dad's plan. Getting revenge from his enemy. All right. So we're in question 5 now. How did Tom feel when he first smelled enemy pie? Explain why he felt this way. Shahad, how did he feel when he first smelled pie?
When he smelled the good smell for the pie, he mean which good, which that means the pies will be delicious.
Right.
Not be bad for his army.
So the pie smelled good. He was expecting the pie to smell what?
Bad.
He was expecting the pie to smell bad. So that's irony, right? Remember we talked about irony? Irony, that was ironic. Yes. So he felt confused, right? Because it was ironic. This pie is supposed to smell bad, but it smells really good, right? So he was confused. And the reason why is because the pie was he was thinking in his mind, the pie should smell bad. 6, what did Tom think could happen when his enemy ate enemy pie? Name one thing. One thing that was going to happen that Tom thought was going to happen if his enemy ate enemy pie. Let's go with Mazan. Mazan, what was one thing that was going to happen that Tom thought was going to happen if his friend ate enemy pie? Are you there, Mazan?
Losing hair.
Lose hair? Yes. He thought he was going to lose his hair, or thought the enemy was going to lose his hair. Anything else? Anything else Tom thought was going to happen if his enemy ate enemy pie? Loss of hair, and what else?
He will have stinky breath.
Yeah, stinky breath. His breath will smell bad. All right. 7. What were the 2 things Tom's dad told Tom to do for enemy pie to work? So what is the 2 things Tom had to do in order to get enemy pie to work? Shahad?
He said, you need to spend a day with your army and you have to be nice to him.
Right. Spend a day with your enemy, invite him out, and you have to be nice to him. Right? 8. Why did Tom go to Jeremy's house? Was it A, B, C, or D? A, to invite Jeremy to dinner. B, to ask Jeremy to leave Stanley alone. C, to invite Jeremy to play. D, to ask Jeremy to be his friend. Lebna?
Invite Jeremy to play.
Invite C. Absolutely, C. He went to ask Jeremy to play. D is what happened as a result of them playing. A is something they did later on, and B is completely wrong. Okay, 9. What surprised Tom about what surprised Tom about the day he spent with Jeremy? Lebna? Okay, go ahead. Who's that? Who said
Me, Doctor. Can I answer?
Yes, you can answer.
I think having fun with his enemy.
Absolutely. That's surprising. He didn't think he was going to have fun with Jeremy. And that was a surprising thing. So absolutely right. Absolutely right. 10. Lebna, once you take number 10. At dinner, why did Tom begin to think he and his dad should forget about an enemy pie? A, Tom did not want to share his dessert with Jeremy. B, Tom did not think enemy pie would work. C, Tom was beginning to like Jeremy. D, Tom wanted to keep enemy pie a secret. Lebna, which one is it? A, B, C?
The answer is C. Tom was beginning to like Jeremy.
Right. Tom was beginning to like Jeremy. Very good. Very good. 11. How was Tom feeling when Dad passed a piece of enemy pie to Jeremy? Anyone want to volunteer for that one? How was Tom feeling? Let's go with Musab. Musab, have you answered one? Musab?
D?
B? You say B? How was Tom feeling? How was Tom feeling when Dad passed the piece? Was he confused? Or was he what? He wasn't confused. How was Tom feeling when Dad passed a piece of enemy pie to Jeremy? He wasn't confused. Drew Bagash.
Yes, D. I say D.
No, not confused. Jada.
Alarmed.
Alarmed. All right. He felt alarmed. Why did he feel alarmed, Shahad? Shahad, why did he feel alarmed?
Because the Jeremy was he liked Jeremy, okay, and the boy will army. Then Jeremy will he comes no army anymore. Mm-hmm. So Jeremy will eat the boy and will her fall out or sick breath, and he scared to think this thing do to Jeremy.
Right. So he wanted to stop the attack on Jeremy, right? He wanted, because now they're friends. So he didn't want to hurt Jeremy anymore. He didn't want revenge on Jeremy anymore, right? So now he's alarmed. He's like, oh no, my dad's going to give Jeremy the pie. This is not good. All right, 12. What was it about enemy pie that Dad kept secret? What was it about enemy pie that Dad?
Can I answer? Doctor, can I answer?
Yeah, go ahead. You can answer.
I think it was a normal pie.
Yes, it was a normal pie. It was a normal pie. There was nothing disgusting about the pie, right? The pie wasn't poisonous in any way, right? So Dad kept that a secret. All right. 13. Look at the sentence from the end of the story. After dessert, Jeremy invited me to come over to his house the next morning. What does this suggest about the boys? All right. Jude Ali.
Maybe D, they might buy friends in the future.
Right. Yep. Yep. They're not enemies anymore, so it can't be A. They don't like to play at Tom's house. No, it doesn't say that at all. They wanted to eat some more enemy pie. Nope. No, D is the best answers. They might be friends in the future, for sure. 14. Use what you have read to explain why Tom's dad really made enemy pie. So why did Tom's dad really make enemy pie? Why did Tom's dad? All right, let's see. Let's go with Jada.
To help Tom to turn his enemy to become his friend.
Right. Yeah. So Tom's dad really tricked Tom, right? To saying to help make Tom resolve the situation appropriately. Yes, Omar.
I have the same answer. It's to make them friends.
To make them friends, absolutely. To make them friends. He wanted to show Tom that he didn't need to make enemies, he can make friends. All right, very good. 15, what kind of person is Tom's dad? Give an example of what he did in the story that shows this. So what kind of person is Tom's dad? And what's an example that shows this in the story? Anyone try 15?
I have answered this.
Yes. What is it?
He's a good and smart father. And example, it's the enemy pie to make them friends.
Right. So very smart because he used a good strategy to get Tom to see that he can make friends with Jeremy. Does anyone have a different answer? Anyone have a different answer? All right. Lebna?
It's a very intelligent and kind father.
Why is the father intelligent?
Because he think a different way and give her son a good solution to for this problem, for this enemy.
Yeah, he came up with a very good
and
solution.
A very nice and kind solution.
Right. So he came up with a solution that was very diplomatic. All right. So he's very diplomatic. He's teaching his son how to be what? How to be a nice person too, right? So he's teaching his son how to. Very good. All right. And last question. 16. What lesson might one learn from this story? What lesson might one learn from this story? All right, we have Jude Ali. What lesson could one learn?
A person must be careful in choosing friends and try to find good friends because it is an important things in life.
Okay, that you should be careful in selecting friends. Any other lessons that could be learned from this story? Recta?
That you should not be in a hurry to judge people.
Yeah. You're right. Don't jump to conclusions, right? Don't be in a hurry. Just because you didn't get invited to the party, that doesn't mean the person's bad. Maybe there's a reason, right? So don't jump to conclusions. Jada?
You can treat your enemy with kindness to turn him into a friend.
Right. You can kill him with kindness. You can be diplomatic. We can call that being diplomatic. So if you have an enemy, you can be diplomatic with your enemy to turn your enemy into a friend. Lebna?
My answer is we don't judge people until we know them well, because maybe it's will be good a person.
Absolutely. Learn, and I think that's one of the lessons that
Like
Tom's father was trying to teach him. Is, you know, learn something about your friend. And so how did he teach him to learn? What did he do to make Tom learn something about him? He made Tom do what? Spend a day with Jeremy, right? To figure out, to see that they had
to know his well.
Right, to know him. To get to know him. Exactly. Omar, you had your hand up. Did you wanted to say something, Omar?
No, sorry.
Okay. All right. It's 4 o'clock now. Good job on this. Tomorrow we'll go back to the pedestrian, which is much harder. The pedestrian is a much harder read than enemy pie. But I just want you to kind of clear your mind. If you can do this reading comprehension, you can do any reading comprehension, okay? If you can do this one, you can do any reading comprehension, okay? So what I want you to do tonight is I want you to do 5 more read theories tonight. Do 5 more read theories tonight. I also would like 5 more read theories, and make sure you do the attendance for hour 3. So make sure if you didn't do your attendance, make sure you do your attendance for hours 1, 2, and 3. All right. But make sure you do your attendance for hour 3 and do 5 read theories tonight. Tomorrow, what we're going to do is continue with our sentences. We're going to go back and look at the different types of ways. We're going to go back and look at the pedestrian and answer questions about it. And we're going to go also look at vocabulary. If you have any questions from read theory or anything, like I think somebody messaged me about alliterations. I think that was Recta. If you have any questions about anything, save your questions so we can answer them in the classroom. Recta, you have a question?
Yes, I would like to ask you if which grade of reading and read theory is like the KSAU, which is reading in the college?
Well, in the college, you want to be at least on the high school level, right? So you should be at least at the 11th to 12th grade level, 10, 11, 12th grade level, okay? Most of the things that you're going to read in high school, as long as you can read at that 10th grade level, 11th grade level, you should be okay for especially the first year, okay? And then when you get into your core classes, you're going to be talking about things that are a little bit more technical. But I want you to be on the read theory. I want you to be at least grade 11, grade 12. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any other, Shahad, you have a question?
Yes. I want to ask, should I send my answer in the classroom?
No, that's fine. It's okay. You're okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Jude,
Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you. Jude, you have a question?
Yes, are you going to download the lecture in classroom?
Yes, I'll do it. It'll be up in about 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Do you see the other ones from last week? There, you see the other ones in the classroom, Jude?
Yes.
Yeah, this one will be up in about 30 minutes. All right. Any other questions?
Thank you, teacher. It was a clear explanation.
All right. Good, good. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Do your 5 read theories tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
5 what?
Do your 5 read theories. 5 read theories tonight. Log into read theory.
Okay. Thank you,
You know
Doctor.
how to... All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Ma salama.
Ma salama. Goodbye.
Goodbye.